Today I'm working on some rust removal. We got the crossmember here, transmission crossmember that is, and I'm going to be stripping it. I'm going to be using these 3M uh, paint and rust strippers. I guess that's what they're called. I didn't realize that was the only name. They've got a single, they've got a double, then they've got this thing here, which is a little bit lighter. I've been using them for a while. I did a inner fender well. If anybody who follows me on Facebook has seen that, I think I shared it on Instagram as well, but the outside looks pretty good. I just actually finished uh, the paint on the inside of that fender as well, and I may show that in this video. But today, all we're doing is we're just going to get off as much of this rust as we can, and I'm going to show you what I've been doing. Part of it, at least. I'm going to tip the table over if I try to reach this light from there. This is my power source. So, well, and I have it wrapped around everything. Anyway, we're going to show most of the techniques I've been using to get the rust off. I think the video for the frame that we just did over the weekend when it was raining and we were dumping water on it and all that kind of stuff, I think that's out. This here, I didn't do this to, but I did do that to the inside of that fender well because I couldn't figure out how I was going to clean it up. So I used just good old fashioned elbow grease, some water, and some degreaser and washed it off in there, and then I went through with the Rust-Oleum rust reformer. I almost called it eliminator. That's not right. Rust reformer. Sorry, Rust-Oleum. I keep calling it the wrong thing. Anyway, so a lot of this is pretty simple. I already started here. I'll show you that. Kind of been just using this single on the edges. Well, some of these others are going to require different sizes and shapes of, oh, where'd my other one go? There it is. Wire wheels, right? And then I've been using these on the paint actually more than anything. That helped me smooth out that inner fender well fairly nicely. I mean, I know you can still see the bubbles. You know, you're never going to get rid of some of this here. You know, it's so deep, you know. This piece is eventually going to get replaced. We've already got that in the works, but I have to have it now to get the car running, to get it into the exhaust guy. Well, I mean, not right now because the engine isn't even done, but well, neither is the transmission. I should be working on the transmission too, and the bumper where it's all ripped and cracked. I gotta fix that too. Anyway, so I am, you know, this is just getting this so that it looks a little bit respectable and nice. I'm not gonna make it perfect. I mean, this other side is pretty bad. I will show you. Anyway, yeah, so let's take a look. This is kind of the areas here. You see how, I think you can see that. There you go. You see how I've already been ripping on that with that wheel, with these wheels? And it's not getting that out because it's eating the metal away itself, you know? And there's a lot of that on this. There's a lot of that on that, oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm pointing at there. Look at this there. There was a lot of that style on the inner fender well as well. So that's what we're looking at. And I'm going to start ripping at this. Oh, let me show you the other side too. See how bad the other side is? I mean, that's the side that was always down to the ground. So, you know, I mean, it makes sense that it looks this bad. But I'm going to show you just what I'm doing, and then we'll show you the end product, I think, or close to the end product. The other thing I want to mention is this I found out is fairly important as well. So I did clean this off. I used my parts washer over here. I got the grease and grime all over it, or off of it, not all over it. And there's still some kind of residue left on the top here. I also went over it with this, my favorite tool, and tried to get as much of the big stuff off so that we're not kicking a bunch of it up in the air. And actually, that does help, from my experience at least here. I didn't go over all of it because not all of this is going to require that. I did go over all the stuff that was kind of flaky and did that to it. But when this gets going, there's so much dust in the air and rust and all that. And man, it don't make you feel good at all. So it's not good to get in your lungs. And I've learned an important lesson again. And went and got myself a mask. We sell these at our store. I actually don't know where we get them at. One of our local body shops uses this, and the guys really like them. And so I tried it, and truthfully, it's really affordable, and it has worked so far really well. I know that 3M makes a very good product, and those are fairly more expensive. I'm guessing they're better than this. I don't know, but this is just fine. What is it? SAS Safety Corp. SAS Safety Corp. This is the name brand. SAS Safety Corp. There's something else there. Here's the number of the thing that I'm using. And like I said, it works really well. I have a beard and it's actually working really well to seal. You can feel a little bit coming through and stuff like that, but it is nowhere near as much as when I didn't have one at all. So, maybe 5% is getting through extra. If you don't have any facial hair, it's probably going to work really well for you. I think they claim like 99 or 98% or something. I don't want to. You know what? Bag is over here. What does the bag say? Well, let me get my cheaters. And so they make a claim 95% efficient against non-oil based particles. So dust and stuff like that. So fairly decent so far. Anyway, let's get to this. And you can't forget a good cocktail while you're doing some of this stuff. I don't particularly think that you should be cocktailing and working on this, and if you're going to go driving somewhere later, but as long as you know you're home, that's all that matters, right? Alrighty. And yes, this could be whiskey. I don't know. So you always got to remember to plug your tools in before you start to use them. Otherwise, they're not going to work. So I'm just going to rip through one section here and just kind of show you what I do. I'll go over a little bad section too. I'm just going to give you an example of what this does. Actually, I might change between this and that, and then use the bigger one for this big section. showing you guys this so that you can see how long it took me to do these sections. And you should see that when it gets to be this bad, see how bad that is still? It takes a little longer, and this eats up a little faster. But still overall, you know, not a bad way to do it. If that sandblaster would have worked, we wouldn't be doing it this way. But now this section, I mean, like this section cleaned up really quick. Now this whole thing is going to take a while because of being able to get in there. But yeah, so I'm gonna get this stripped the rest of the way. I will see you when it's done, and I'll show you the finished product, or close to done, I guess. Yeah, all right. So I'm just checking in to show you how far I've gotten. We're working on our way on the descent. I still haven't changed the wheel yet. Still have this whole one left, see, so I mean, they last a good long time, and they work really well, as you can see. Some of this stuff is really just not going to come out of there. It is what it is. Maybe if you use the Eastwood rust encapsulator, because I think that kind of covers everything and then smooths it. You can sand it to smooth it out. You would be able to not notice, but I don't plan on keeping this part, so I'm not going to go to all that trouble. Anyway, I'm going to get back to it here. All right, so it's like 8:30 at night. I've been at this a couple hours. Actually, I haven't been at this a couple hours. I worked on other pieces. Was working on this chunk of aluminum earlier, and I've been painting on that fender. So, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cover this in the Rust-Oleum reformer for the night, and then finish in the morning. I mean, you can see I didn't get everything, and I've worn this wheel completely off. And where's the other one? The first double I've worn completely off too. So I'm just going to cover this so it doesn't, stay out in the elements. I wiped it down with some, was actually just carb clean, but it should do the job to clean it. And then I took a clean rag and I did that. And now we're just going to paint it. There you go. I realize now that I didn't have the camera set right. I should have looked at it first, huh? But yeah. Emptied out this whole can onto that thing. It's going to dry flat. And then, yeah. Then it'll be ready. See, there's no... This side here, you see how there's all this here. That's going to have to be redone. But a lot of this is okay. That there is pretty much as good as I'm going to get it because that was nice and clear. But it might get try to get some because in here's going to have to be redone. like just like this on this side. So not a lot, and the other side is not done at all. So I mean, you know, we got a lot to do, but we may show the finished product on another video. But thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you next time.
Got a lot of wins, I'm in the play. Ain't coming down, gotta levitate. I know my next win is the best one, so I tell them that I'm on to the on to the on to the next one. 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 On to the next one.